Well, good morning, YouTube. So the title of this video is "What's Up with Baby May?" my my Filipina girlfriend. So there's been some curiosity about May, and she's going to actually start coming in some of the videos I think with me. She was going to do it today, and but she's got a upper respiratory. She's coughing her little head off, so we'll just do it another time. Better to talk behind your back anyway. So, uh, anyway, what's up with Baby May? Well, Baby May is really unique. Now we've been together for a little over a year, and it's not all sunshine. Trust me, we have our differences, and one of our big challenges has always been language, and that's getting better and better and better. I've got to give May all the credit because she's learning English, and I haven't learned one word. And I don't think I ever will. I just can't wrap my head around other languages. It's just not the way I'm built. But sure, English is getting a lot better. And so we're able to communicate. But the way we communicate for the last year has been a lot of like almost symbolism stuff. And I get a kick out of her because her observations on life I just find to be fascinating. And her solutions to problems are really interesting too. Because as human beings, I think we tend to just use the information that's available to us to draw a conclusion. Um, and so May growing up, she's 34 years old, but May growing up was taken out of school at a very early age to work. And so she hasn't had any real formal education. Her sisters have. And she lived a very simple province life. And I think that's a good thing. I don't like the fact that she got taken out of school. But at the end of the day, um, she is what she is. And it's the good far outweighs the bad. And through that simple life that she led, I have a lot of respect for her. That word just keeps coming into my mind when I think about her, is how much I respect her, because she has, from what I can tell, there wasn't a lot of parental guidance or anything. So everything that she is today has been developed pretty much by her and what she has seen and what she's observed and the conclusions that she's drawn from those observations. And she hasn't gotten sucked into any of the glitz and the glitter that's available out there in life. She doesn't covet things. She's not interested. I mean, of course, she loves big houses and pretty cars and nice clothes. We all do. We all like that kind of stuff. But it's not at her core, is the thing. And her core is comprised of a lot of different components. And some of the components are as follows. One of them would be her Christianity, her religion. She draws information from that. And again, it's not a formal education. It's what she has absorbed. So she has her own interpretation on that too, which is different from mine. But that's all good. There is country medicine. There is gossip. She's heavily influenced by gossip. Trust me. That's probably the number one component. It's what the neighbors are talking about. Superstition. And that kind of is what comprises the base of knowledge that she's been able to acquire is through those sources. And she's been hanging out with me now for a year. And so the information has been changing. And recently she's been watching a lot of YouTube and getting information from that. And even though she watches all that stuff and she's getting new information from me and she's getting new information from the internet and from the world and the places that her and I are going to, the respect level is still super high because my primary observation is that her core principles, her core beliefs, she does not waver from them one iota. And so she's very conservative. She's very family orientated. She would just as soon stay home and hang out with me and just spend time together as opposed to go to some big dinner show whiz bang deal. She would much rather take a drive up to the country. We both are mountain people. We both like the mountains as opposed to the beach. And just kind of see nature. She likes to, of course, take thousands of selfies. and but she doesn't waver at all in these beliefs, no matter what kind of influence people try to have on her. And when she meets another person, especially another Filipina, she is immediately attracted to those who are humble, as opposed to those that are flashy or garish. And she connects with them and she stays with them. I find that to be very, very reassuring. I didn't see that kind of steadfast faith in other women that I've dated. I've seen with it, or in myself. I mean, it's easily sometimes, you see that bright, shiny light or that glitzy thing and you kind of get drawn into it. And that doesn't happen with her. And part of her principles is that growing up really, really poor was to hang on to money and have a real respect for money. So lately I've been kind of like giving her the money and saying, here, you go deal with it. And so when we go shopping, I stay in the background because she says, she's noticed that when I appear, the prices go up sometimes, not always, but I think it's called a Tano tax or a Cano tax or something like that. In other words, I'm a foreigner. I'm a millionaire automatically because I'm a foreigner. And so the vendor, God love them, they're selling papayas and tomatoes and whatnot. And they boost the price up a little bit. I don't blame them. I really don't. Some guys really resent it. But I'm like, you know what? I'm a capitalist. If you can make an extra buck off of somebody, go for it. But anyway, that being said, she will... What I dig about her is she doesn't want to ever go to like Robinson's to buy clothes because she can't justify buying a pair of shorts for, I don't know, $20 when she can pick one up, the same pair of shorts essentially, at an okai store, which sells used clothing or actually new clothing that's been shipped over from America, China, Goodwill kind of stuff. And if she can buy that for $1, $2, $3, it's like, yeah, I'd rather get 3 pairs of these for that $20 than that one at the mall. And it makes total sense to me. I wish those clothes would fit me. I'd buy them too. So when she goes to okai and they have a price up there, she always offers less. And if the woman says no, she walks away. And they always pull her back. And she doesn't ask for a lot. So to give you an example, she'll go to buy, I think the last thing she bought was bikinis. She was at a bikini vendor. And they wanted 150 pesos for the bikini. And she said 130. Just take 20 pesos off. It's 40 cents. And the woman was holding tight. She just walked away. And the woman called her back. And she got her 20 pesos off and made the deal. And so she does that consistently, whether she's buying fruit, whether she's buying vegetables, and whether she's buying clothes. My favorite story was she was on this peanut bender. She watched a YouTube video on cooking peanuts, and she knows that I like peanuts. So she says, we have to go buy some peanuts. I go, well, we can go buy peanuts over, here. They're already cooked. Oh, no. No, I'm going to make them for you. And I said, well, okay. And so I said, where do we go for that? And we have to go down to the Dumaguete Public Market. My least favorite place, Dumaguete. So, but it is what it is, right? So, I don't like it down there simply because of the odor. And I see the the dogs and the cats and the chickens and everything else walk in the flies, and there's meat being pounded on, and it's a wet market, and there's fish, and there's pork and meat grinders that haven't been, it's just unsanitary. And the funny thing is that I've never gotten sick from eating any of that food. So, my fears and all that seem to be pretty unfounded. But either way, I just don't like the sights. I don't like the sounds. I don't like the smells of the place. And that's just me having my nose up in the air, I suppose. But again, I got to be honest with you. That's just how I feel. She has no problem with it. So she said, we have to go buy peanuts. So, okay. So we go down there, and she hauls me in, and we go through this places that I've never seen before. And I always kind of skirted the edges of it. And we go deep, deep, deep into this freaking public market. We're making lefts and rights, going through doors that I never knew were there, and down an alley and over here. And there, lo and behold, is this whole other set of stalls. And one of the women there is selling peanuts, raw peanuts that you can fry up and cook. And so they had the price out there, and everything was all set. And May said, give me a kilo of peanuts. And the lady took a scooper and scooped the peanuts into the bag, weighed them, and gave May a price. And I forget the price, but we'll just say 100 pesos for the sake of this conversation. And May offered 90, and the woman said no. And so May was just kind of floored, because I think this woman had done business with her before. And so she didn't walk away this time, because she really wanted these peanuts. And she knew that I don't have a lot of patience in those situations. I'm just like, give her the money and let's go. But I kept my mouth shut. I let her do her thing. I respected her territory. And so this woman and May were going at it. I mean, May was I don't know what they were saying, because it was really rapid fire. I call it chicken. They were just going at one another. And so the woman was not coming off her 100 pesos. That was it. And May was not going to walk away paying full price. End of story. That just wasn't going to happen. So now I'm interested. All of a sudden, the sights and the smells and the odors, and the dog and everything else. I'm just watching this from afar. So how is this baby going to end? This has got my attention. And suddenly I'm glad that I'm in the public market, because I'm watching this back and forth. I've never seen a side of her like this, where she was just cold. She was no longer smiling. She was no longer being nice. They were going at it. And the woman just dug in. And that bag of peanuts is 100 pesos. And that's that. And so what did May do? She grabbed the little scooper thing, and she just stared at the woman like this. And she dug into the peanuts, and she picked up like 5 peanuts. That's it. And a big bag, compared to this big bag of peanuts, a kilo of peanuts that she had bought. And she took the peanuts, and she looked straight at the lady, and she poured those 5 peanuts into the bag, and then dropped it, the scooper. And the woman, you could see the steam just getting ready to come out of her ears. And May was still holding that 100 peso note. And the woman grabbed it, and May took it back, and away we went. It was awesome. It was like better than any TV show I've ever seen. I was in the car business for 40 years. So this is the best negotiation I've ever observed after 40 years. So there's again, just to her character, she sticks to her core principles. And with all of the I want to say magic and superstition, but that's kind of it. Illnesses are approached here on a whole new level. So May has a belief that I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it got started, but I can tell you that it's not going to ever go away, because she's firmly convinced that this is true. So when her and I go out to eat, go to these foreigner type of restaurants, and they always bring over, you ask for a service water, and service water is free water, as opposed to buying a bottle of water. And so I'll usually buy a coffee and my meal, and May will get her meal, and she really enjoys a mango shake or a strawberry shake. Rock on, get what you like. But half the time she's just not in the mood or they don't have it, and she'll ask for a service water. And if they bring it over with ice, she won't drink it. She'll give it to me. And I said, and so I was like, well, what's the deal? You don't like, does it hurt your teeth? And with all sincerity, she said this to me, I don't know how many times. She goes, no, I only drink warm water. And I go, well, what's the problem with cold water? And her reply is always the same. Well, it makes you fat. That's one of those country superstitions that's been drilled into her. And so there's just no way she's going to ever drink a cold beverage. Seriously, it doesn't matter how hot it is outside. She doesn't want a cold. She doesn't like soda. She doesn't like any of my American food. She likes her rice. She likes her fish. She likes her, little Filipina dishes that her palate's accustomed to. I get it. But the warm water, it doesn't matter. We could be walking for 5 miles and sit down to get a beverage. If it's cold, she won't drink it. One time, the cures that they have is amazing. There's nothing that May can't cure that I come up with. When I get a stuffy nose or a bug bite or this or that, May's got the cure. And May's arsenal of defense here for the medical issues that I face are as follows. Boiling water, alcohol, and Vaseline. That's all you need to fix any medical emergency that you might have. And I thought back on it, is that, you know what? That's about what they had back home in the province. There was no doctor. There was no hospital by any means. There was no mall. There was sorry stores. And if you look inside of a sorry store out here, it's got the usual, bleach and detergent and washing stuff, just basics that people use. And there's alcohol, and there's Vaseline, and there's maybe some Vicks Vapor Rub and stuff like that. But that's what she grew up with, and that's what she fixes stuff with. So one time I was laying in bed, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I just was sat bolt up. Something had bit me in the middle of the sole of my foot. I think it was a spider. It could have been a mosquito. But I was on itch patrol like you wouldn't believe. This was at DEFCON 4. I was scratching that bite. I don't know what the hell got me, but it was right in the middle of my foot at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I ran over I limped over to the sink, and I got the world famous alcohol, right? And I put that on there because May's used that before. Nothing. And I went out to the living room here where I'm sitting, and I got some cream that I've got, this anti-itch cream for bug bites. And I was putting that on there. Nothing. And of course, May woke up during all of this. She said, "What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?" And I said, "Well, God, something bit me." I said, itches like crazy. And without missing a beat, she said, "I'll boil some water." And I stopped. And I thought, what the hell does that mean? You're going to boil some water? You're going to put my foot in boiling water? So I'm sitting there whacking away, I'm putting the cream on it. I got the alcohol. I'm itching this thing. I'm scratching this thing. And it's just vicious. And sure enough, I don't know how long it took the water to boil, say 5 minutes. I still just threw the ceiling. I don't know what it is that got me. So May comes in with a rag, and she dipped it into the boiling water, and she grabbed my foot and she stuck that boiling hot water rag right onto the bite, and I got my attention. And I'll be a son of a gun, the itch went away. May had found the cure. So, anyway, we're running on 20 minutes, and I don't like to go on and on and on because I know you guys get bored. So, in the future, we're going to do a little bit more with May, and she's getting accustomed to it. Like I said, she's been in a couple other vlogs, and well, I'll save some other stories for next time. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.